Do I actually need a bike fit? This is a common question I get from many cyclists that reach out to us. The short answer to that is yes, we do. Most people could benefit from a bike fit. However, it really depends on your situation. So cycling is not a static thing. Your body is constantly changing, which means that your bike constantly needs to be improved and changed. However, if you've already had your bike fit, those changes become minimal. Small tweaks here and there. Technology changes. As we get more knowledge about cycling, we change things like crank lengths. We change things like, big thing lately has been wider tires, lower pressure, tubeless setup, which adds comfort. Doesn't change your fit necessarily, but it makes your riding a lot more comfortable and enjoyable. Shorter cranks usually means that you can run a higher cadence. You get more out of your pedal stroke. It's easier to stabilize your feet. And if you're a climber, it's generally a good solution. However, shorter cranks is not for everyone. When people ask me, do I actually need a bike fit? And I would say yes, but it depends on you. Depends on your goals, depends on what you're willing to do to get to the next level in your riding. As a bike fitter, I've commonly seen cyclists who've been riding for 10, 20 years who needs massive improvements to their fit when they come in for their bike fit. Changes like increasing saddle height by 50 millimeters, or they're on the complete wrong bike in the first place. Changes that are going to make a significant improvement to the rider, because our body is exceptionally good at adapting to whatever we have. Your body gets used to that to some degree. It's not after a period of time where you start developing symptoms. And a lot of times you don't necessarily get symptoms, or you're just used to having really tight quads or sore knees or tight hips when you're cycling. Where a bike fit might add value to your riding is by having a professional assess your body on and off the bike and make sure you're dialed in on the bike. Getting a second pair of eyes can really make a difference. And in most cases, probably 95% of cases, we can make some improvements to make you even more comfortable and more efficient. And a lot of times it's doing simple stretches, doing some exercises, getting some treatment on a certain area will really make your riding a lot more comfortable. From a bike fitting perspective, there's always improvements we can make to make you more comfortable. So if someone comes to me and they ask me, do I actually need a bike fit? I like to ask questions. Are you comfortable on your bike? Do you feel like there's something holding you back from riding more and being more comfortable on the bike? Are there certain goals that you want to accomplish on the bike that you haven't yet accomplished due to pain or discomfort? Most cyclists do have some form of discomfort on the bike. Commonly, people say something like, oh, it's normal with some pain when you're riding, correct? And I would say yes and no. Muscle discomfort from actually using your body when riding is common. Obviously, that's expected when you're cycling. If you're brand new to cycling, or if you haven't cycled for a period of time, it's commonly that you'll have some discomfort initially. If your body isn't used to something, you're going to develop and experience some discomfort. Commonly, you get some tightness in your lower back, you get some soreness in your neck, shoulders, and even some numbness in your hand. However, you should see those symptoms reduce as you ride more. If they don't reduce, if you're still having discomfort and pain, say for example numbness in the hands after 3 weeks of riding, it's not getting better, it's even getting worse. In most cases, that's something to do with the fit. We can improve your bike position to make you more comfortable. Making small changes to a setup can make significant improvements. Whatever it is, whatever changes we need to make, the most important thing is that you get your bike assessed and set up for you so you can focus on what's important, which is riding a bike. Every cyclist that I've met have areas where they could improve. If that's their diet, if that's their recovery, or if that's their training, or even their equipment, there are areas where you can improve. My name is Anders. I am a chiropractor and I specialize in helping Melbourne cyclists perform better and feel better on their bike through tailored bike fitting. I combine over 10 years of clinical experience as a chiropractor with over 20 years in the cycling industry as a competitive cyclist and a bike mechanic to make sure you're set up on your bike for optimal comfort and performance. If you have questions surrounding bike fitting, or if you want to come in for a bike fit, make sure you reach out. I'd love to help you where I can.